cornbread living legend.
Okay.
But no, he is a living legend, and I would love for you to talk about the people that impacted you. Like, there was a time when you met the great Dr. Robert Schuller, Zig Ziglar, different people that were inspiring, that were an inspiration to you.
I remember watching Zig Ziglar, who said, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want. Jim Rohn, when the end comes for you, let it find you conquering a new mountain, not sliding down an old one. Dr. Norman Vincent Peale, you have greatness in you. Don't allow your negative thoughts to hold you back. I remember one of my goals and dreams was to open for him. And it was in Kankakee, Illinois. And so I remember going to the back of the theater, and I knocked on the door, and the guy opened the door. He said, may I help you? I said, yes, I'm Les Brown. He said, you're not the band leader. You're not Les Brown, the man about town. I mean, you're not Les Brown, the band of renown. I said, no, I'm not. He said, well, who are you? I said, Mrs. Mamie Brown's baby boy. He said, well, who is she? I said, my mama. So someone behind him said, that's the speaker that's opening for Dr. Peale. And they'd never had an African-American speaker at this event. And so they took me to his wife, and she said, oh, I'm gonna let my husband know that you're here. And she said, Les Brown is here, and it's not the band leader. So his back was to me. He said, Les Brown, shoot for the moon, even if you miss your land among the stars? I said, yes, sir. I said, that's my quote, sir. He said, every time I give a speech, I end with that quote. Someone sent it to me, and I thought you were the band leader. Now, let me share this with you. I had no idea. I was a part of a special project of children that's in special education who had learning handicaps and disabilities. And we were supposed to write a quote and send it to Dr. Peale, and whoever got a quote that was recognized by him and used by him, they would get a prize. But he sent it to the recording company for Les Brown, the band of renown, who was a very famous band leader that he knew. That's who he thought it was. And I said, how are you doing, sir? I've always wanted to speak on stage with you. And so he said, come closer to me. And I said, yes, sir. So I came up to him, and I looked at him. He looked me up and down. And then there's a young speaker backstage, and he said, Dr. Peale, how old are you? So Dr. Peale said, Sonny, I'm 92. So the guy looked at him and said, I don't know if I want to live to get 92. And Dr. Peale said, that's because you've never been 91. And he's a clever old dude. But I love the fact that he spoke from his diaphragm. And he had a booming voice. And I loved how he commanded the stage when he moved. And I watched him and I studied him and how relaxed he was. Zig Ziglar, when he would come out, he would kneel on the stage first and talk about, if you give enough people what they want, they will give you what you want, and take it from there. And end his program by saying, I'll see you at the top. I admired those guys very much, but one of the people that I also admired was the mentor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I admired Dr. King, and it was Dr. Howard Thurman, who said there are 3 primary questions that one must ask oneself in life. Number 1, where am I going? Number 2, who's going with me? And if you ever ask those questions in the wrong order, you'll be in serious trouble. But my main boy was Malcolm X, El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. He was a bad dude. I remember hearing him speak, and he talked about the fact that Your last name is the last name of the slave master. So I am in the 10th grade, and somebody invited me to this meeting at the Nation of Islam. And so I went to school the next day. He was very militant, brilliant man, great debater. Dr. Martin Luther King was an orator, but Malcolm, oh my goodness. I saw him debate with professors from Harvard University, and he would crush them. But when he went to Mecca, he changed his name from Malcolm to Al-Hajj Malik El-Shabazz. But he was Malcolm X at that time. And so the teachers called the roll. Marvin Yates, present. Imogene Williams, present. Leslie Brown. I didn't answer. Leslie Brown? I did not answer. She looked up, she said, I know you're here, Leslie Brown. And students next to me said, she's calling your name. I said, that's not my name is Leslie X. So she came and she stood in front of me. She said, Leslie Brown. I said, my name is Leslie X. She said, did your mother know this? I don't know. And I'm Leslie X. I'm with the Nation of Islam. She said, I'm gonna take a class break. I'm calling Miss Mamie. When I went home, my sister saw me coming about 3 blocks away. She ran and said, Leslie, please change your name back to Leslie Brown. Mama's gonna kill you. So Mama used to have a husband who was a judo instructor, so when she would go for you, you had to cover your head because she would hit the head first and then she would get you the headlock and flip you. She's a rough lady, right?
Okay, Dad, here's the story I wanted you to tell about the ghost around the bed from Howard Thurman.
Did she just interrupt me?
Yes.
Listen to me, Linda. Did she interrupt me?
Yes. Can you tell the story about the ghost around the bed with Howard Thurman, please? Around
Okay.
self-development. That's where we are. Go ahead.
Write this down.